What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Guys, we are here. Found an interesting one. We are in Europe with some of the worst neighborhoods in Europe. Y'all know I've seen a lot when it comes to Europe. I've seen all the good stuff, and now we got. The little thumbnail say the worst ghettos in Europe, which I figured everywhere got a ghetto. I love Sweden. I checked out all the great things about Sweden, but also there's the Swedish rap, and it's a whole different story. You know, it's different lifestyle, different realities for people. But five worst neighborhoods, Paul's geography. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to his channel. Very interesting. We checking it out though.
I didn't know this, but there are many crappy neighborhoods in Europe.
Where is this
and
at?
In some cases, it's even called ghetto. So obviously, this is a topic of today's video.
I ain't gonna lie, this is a different type of ghetto already. What I'm seeing, maybe this ain't the ghetto I'm used to.
Even called ghetto. So obviously, this is a topic of today's video. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video and check out 5 worst neighborhoods in Europe. Number 5, Ferentari, Romania, Bucharest. Well, we are already back in Romania, and this is a country with a long socialist planning traditions that evoked in mass urbanization back in the days. And this urbanization has affected almost every city in Romania. Well, the first years after the 1989 revolution caused end of housing planning by the government, so these neighborhoods were not getting any money from the state. Ferentari is a typical example.
Dang, you can see it on the Google Maps Street View. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Of post-socialist ghetto where many segregated groups now live. Fortunately, things have changed a lot since then, when publications like Daily Mail were ranking Romania 4th on the list of the most dangerous places in the world to visit, with almost 70,000 crimes committed each year. Today, the neighborhood is...
I ain't gonna lie, there might be some areas in Dallas. I feel like this larger cities are gonna have a big problem with this larger cities, because I ain't gonna lie, I haven't seen a lot of the trash pile up thing before, but I have seen some horrid stuff. Y'all know we got plenty of that here for sure in America, which is sad. It is a sad thing.
Starting to look just like a regular neighborhood in Bucharest. But there's still a bit of work left to be done. More and more families and working class people are moving in. The buildings are being renovated, supermarkets are being built, restaurants are being opened, and regular people with normal lifestyles live here. Alright guys, I hope the best for this neighborhood. And we can get to number 4. Number 4, Stolipinovo neighborhood in Plovdiv, Bulgaria. This district is located on the outskirts of the city of Plovdiv, and it's probably the biggest gypsy or Romani ghetto in the Balkans. But this one differs from other Roma communities in Bulgaria, as only 5,000 inhabitants identify.
A horse just out there at the blue. That was random.
Roma communities in Bulgaria, as only 5,000 inhabitants identify themselves as Christian and Romani-speaking Roma, since the Muslim and Turkish-speaking majority claims to be of Turkish origin. Now let's talk kind of about the history and where the problem started. As in Romania after 1989 revolution, there have been almost no investments in the neighborhood. In combination of illegal housing,
I'll tell you, that makes a difference, just investing in neighborhoods. I'm not going to lie, where I grew up at, in my hometown here, we had some areas, they were horrible. Like growing up, you see them, you just know them. Now it's like they're knocking down these houses and stuff, or they're putting new houses in between these old houses, and like they're like, for me, I know here in the States, it's a money thing. It's a money grab. Like they're basically redoing neighborhoods, knocking down old houses, pushing people out of these certain houses that were affordable. Now they're crazy prices and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't even think we have a ghetto here in my town
investments anymore. In the neighborhood, in combination of illegal housing, This led to severe problems with regards to electricity and water supply, and all of this rapidly increased poverty and bad living conditions, which makes this place one of the worst places to live in Europe. Number 3, Chanov, Czech Republic. This small district in the outskirts of the Most city has been built for miners that were working in the nearby factory in 1978. They lived there together with Roma coming from Slovakia. The buildings could not kept in good condition, and in the end, most of the inhabitants left, and today it serves as a Roma ghetto. Living conditions there are so bad that the place is one of the worst ghettos in Central Europe.
I ain't gonna lie, the first two should have been like number 1 and number 2.
In any case,
though.
we can expect the demolition of one of these buildings in the near future, as the Czech government has announced that in 2022 it will take place. Number 2, Lunik 9, Eastern Slovakia. This location is not so far from the number 3. We're situated in Eastern Slovakia, in the second biggest Slovak city called Cashapp. On the outskirts, there's a ghetto called Lunik 9. There's one pretty strange thing about this nasty neighborhood, and it's that it used to be...
It looked like it's burnt down. Do people live here?
There's one pretty strange thing about this nasty neighborhood, and it's that it used to be a very modern area with very decent quality of living. It was inhabited by police and army forces and their families. Minority were Roma people. The task of the police and other forces was to integrate the Roma into society and life in this place. However, they did not integrate into society, and the officers began to leave the city. Therefore, the city had no supervision and became a place without any laws. The break occurred when gypsies from illegal camps moved here. Without knowing how to use modern devices, they lived here on their own. Today, the city is full of garbage and houses are in terrible condition. The once modern city is now the largest ghetto in Europe. Yet before we start with number 1, I would like to mention that number 1 certainly does not mean the worst, because in this case, it's definitely not the worst. However, let's get into it.
I ain't gonna lie, I thought number 5, number 4 was the worst.
Number 1, Naples suburbs. The Lee Valley residential complex in the Naples suburbs, which is infamously known as an organized crime scene, will be demolished, as the city management decided. The housing estate is a symbol of brutalist architecture, poverty, and mafia gangs. It became infamous in 2004 when the whole of Europe witnessed one of the greatest wars of the local clans. Residents of the housing estate now hope that the dark period in their suburbs, which was later made famous by the series, will end up with demolition. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave the like.
No, this was good. This was good. I think for someone like me that haven't seen no, I guess you can really say nothing bad about Europe. I think it's important to see. You still have an open mind, but it's also important to see because I know here in the States, I know y'all see different things that go on here, and you're like, oh, United States is bad. Don't get me wrong. There are some bad places you just don't want to go, but it's all not bad. It's certain places you shouldn't go, but there's some certain places you had the time of your life, be great memories. You know, you can create some great memories and stuff like that. But no, this was good. This was something that, you know, it's important to see. You know, populated minorities. Yeah, that's where you can definitely a lot of minorities here. Man. Yeah, this was very interesting. Like I said, me personally in my life, I haven't really just seen nothing like that. Like maybe even on TV and stuff, but don't get me wrong. I seen passed by some neighborhoods that were like rough, tough, but it was just one of those things you just knew. And kind of like somebody said in the comment who live there, minorities, you know, I guess in the case here, you know, foreigners, But like I said, interested to know the different places that they've showed. Everybody got the good, everybody got the bad. You just gotta be aware and understand both sides and choose choose where you want to go. That's how I feel. But all in all, I find this was an interesting video. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button. Y'all be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.